Alright, so I've been gone for a while. And I'm stuck here. My fucking car won't start, and I've got no telephone. So, I guess I'm gonna make a video. Oh my god. The more time I've spent reading, I've had a lot of time to read recently. I've done a lot of reading, I've done a lot of thinking when it comes to, where I'm going to live. In human history, most people can live in this town or in that town, or they might marry somebody from across the way. Even recently, people are able to move between states. Some of the richer people, some of the more enlightened people in history have been, between Britain, France, America. And it's kind of a new phenomenon that one person, not particularly in any high class status, like I'm not overly wealthy, or I have no special status as a diplomat or anything like that, and I could pretty much live anywhere in the world that I want. Someplace where I want to settle down, raise kids, hopefully make a difference, make things a little bit better. And the more and more time I spend thinking about it, I pretty much have two options when it comes to the United States of America. It's the country I was born in, and it's the country I was raised in. For the entirety of the early part of my life, I thought that's all that there was, just like everybody else who's ignorant and undereducated. You don't know what's going on. And I think now, most recently in my life, the last several years, I've come to be able to determine that that's not all that there is out there. There's an entire world, which includes things that are more totalitarian, things that are more like countries that have different governments. Comparative politics course, I think my first taste of that biting pain and that gnawing thought about the country that I currently live in, well, not that I currently live in, but that I'm currently a citizen of, is that it was comparative politics as to which, the paper I wrote was to whether France, England, America, or Germany, which one was a true democracy, and which one is truer to democracy or a democratic republic. And when I really did the research, I'd looked into American politics a lot and didn't like it. I don't think I know one person in America that American politics doesn't make uneasy. America's so fucking filthy rich, and it's full of conglomerate, fucking giant mega corporations, and pretty much the whole fucking entire nonsensical, not fucking bullshit is owned. Like, none of that fucking shit matters anyways. Like, most of the fucking notes, like the congressman sitting there, like, writing, asking questions, like, if the cameras are fucking on, usually they're just doodling little fucking bullshits. I know I've seen it myself from a different angle. And this is just fucking stupid. Like, we got our ass kicked by Germany. When I really, really, really looked at it, and that's also because it's more recent. It was designed by a lot of intellectuals after World War II, and then when it got united with East Germany, with the upper house and lower house, and it seems like a really powerful, effective democracy. France, I think their system isn't as good, but their people might be better at democracy because they've been doing it a lot longer. France, people pretty much get what they want. If they don't like what's going on, they're just going to kick the fucking government out. They're going to grab them by the shirt, and they're going to walk them to the door and kick them in the ass and shove them out the door. Now, if we had an American president that walked up onto the podium, he took a few steps, grabbed his little fucking mic, and said, "I'm going to try and fuck this country up as much as possible. All of your kids, I'm going to try and make them miserable. I'm going to fucking destroy their social security. I'm going to send them to fucking die in a foreign land. I'm going to have them..." You can stand there right at the podium and look everyone straight in the face and say, "I'm going to try and fuck your country up as hard as I can." Yeah, he might get impeached, probably. People would be outraged. And the same fucking giant political machine that funded him, that funded all the people around him, would stay in place. The government wouldn't change. Nothing would actually change. It would still be the same fucking glum-faced, gray-faced, fucking hypocritical puppet motherfuckers. Like that's all it would be. It doesn't matter. I mean, Democrat, Republican, it's the same fucking big machine. Like, it's the same businesses. It's just like, if you bother to just take enough of a look at it, it makes you sick. That's why people say, I don't like politics. People do like politics. People like social politics. People like politics in their house. I mean, you enjoy politics with your friends, in groups, having to do with at work, office politics. Some people hate it. But I mean, everybody does it. I mean, you sort of have politics with yourself and your own ideas and how you're going to govern your life and so on and so forth. I mean, it's just people don't like those sort of politics, and I think one of the reasons I withdraw myself from conversations and I feel really ill-placed in duking it out with people is most of these people are dogmatic and fucking stupid, and they're not willing to really talk about anything besides that they don't think abortion is right because they never fucking looked into it, or because they have, their God told them it was bad or whatever. But I mean, eventually you have to consider where you're going to live. Where the fuck am I going to live? And I've always thought, you know what? I'm going to fucking live in America and I don't care what happens. I'm going to fucking... From where it came from and how it was started and what was believed was amazing. And I think historically something amazing happened in the United States. And it wasn't democracy. Democracy wasn't there. It was in England. And before that, France. And before that, Rome. And that wasn't really it. It was the way it was like the style of democratic republic and their sort of ideals. And now when it's been wrapped up with socialism, the whole saving us from our depression, and the market should have corrected itself, or whatever, all the political science and shit. I'm not qualified enough to really produce an intelligent opinion about that. But I mean, you can just see the influences, and America has changed, and it's changing. And when the president of our fucking country says, I went to war and I sent young people to die in a foreign land because God told me so, that makes me want to fucking jump ship. Like, I want to go to Holland, or like, see ya, I'm going to Germany, or Japan. Probably Japan might be a good. And I'm struggling as to whether to stay on this fucking sinking ship, because America's going to have a fucking reckoning. It's going to have a reckoning with the world. It's going to. There's fucking... America has stirred up a lot of shit that it shouldn't have. And America is, in a lot of ways, a good country, but it's made of a bunch of constituent parts. So I'm not going to say it's, altogether it's a good thing, because I'm sure a lot of people that have been fucked over wouldn't feel that way. And a lot of people that got an excellent life and a nice try and freedom and safety and all that would feel the opposite. So, I mean, it's sort of a case-by-case basis. But America is not what it was founded as. It's not balanced the way it was designed to be. It's controlled from the top up. People don't really vote. And even people who are educated and people who care, they feel hopeless. And they're like, this is hopeless. And I mean, the real question is whether or not it is. That's just the political tide storm. That's not even religious. Like, the giant, ignorant, stupid, sheepish religious vote. If you say that killing a cluster of cells is bad, then you're worth voting in. Like, you can't get honestly voted in to Congress if you say you're an atheist. That's political fucking suicide. And all of the educated people, like, if you look at a spectrum of educated people, like, a lot of them, the more educated you become, the more likely you are to be an atheist. The more prominent you are as a politician, the less likely it is that you'll even say the word atheist, or you will touch that fucking word with a 30-foot pole. And it doesn't matter if you're all about economic reform, or you're about the garbage, trucks, reforming, Bill and Joe, their contract with your county, and if you're trying to fix the water, it doesn't matter. Everyone's going to be like, do you believe in abortion? Like, well, you know what? Abortion isn't the issue, but people want to know anyways. And they'll always ask you, do you believe in God? You know, God, 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 God damn it! I'm so fucking sick of that being part of the political climate. Like, I would never want to be a politician in America. I don't think I'd want to be a politician hardly anywhere. Maybe a small village, but like a fucking small tribal village that had like one internet connection, a phone, and a toilet. But why on earth do you want to take some of the most educated? Surely they've got at least a step up when it comes to rational. Like, if you're going to separate them only by religious and atheist, we're not saying all religious people are completely irrational and all atheist people are rational. And atheists who are completely irrational. But, I mean, that's at least a foot in the door. That's the step in the right direction, not believing in fairy tales and myth. And taking it as fact. And then trying to rule people with this pretend set of laws and fucking nonsense. So the real question is where to go from here. I'm going to be forming a family. I'm going to want to have children. And sadly, America's infant mortality rate and shitty education system and horribly debilitating, fucking ungodly, giant mechanized, failed health system and overpriced medication and fucking overtaxed doctors that do nothing but fucking paperwork and malpractice suits and shit. It's just like, oh my god, why would I want to raise a kid here? Or children, at least probably two. When in this country we're being outbred by ignorant, stupid fucks. No, like, that's not really what I meant to say. I'm just frustrated. It's just, at what point does the intelligent layer of society say, fuck this, I'm leaving? Because, like, what's happening in Iraq? The educated, a doctor is a doctor anywhere. If you really know your medical shit, you can be a doctor anywhere. And a lot of them fucking went to Switzerland. The fucking doctors and fucking engineers and shit. If you were in Iraq and you are educated, you've got a family, you want that family safe, bombs are going out outside, people are fucking having death squads and shit and all this irrational, and you see fucking foreign troops marching around and fucking shit, dude, I would leave too. Fuck that. I would either leave or I'd start blowing those motherfuckers up, one or the other. I mean, fuck, if someone invaded America and I was fucking living there, like, I'd look at their reasoning for invading us, and if they fucking attacked a sovereign nation, America, and they have no reason to be there, and they make claims, weapons of mass destruction or something like that, and it wasn't true, they found nothing, I would fucking blow them up too. It's a really fucking twisted situation that our fucking, the sons and daughters of our nation, like the mothers, the fucking husbands and wives that are coming home in fucking boxes because this fucking schmuck said God told him to go to war? What in the flying fuck? And I love my fucking country. I don't love it for dogmatic reasons. I don't love it because I'm a patriot. Fuck that. Look up patriot in the dictionary. Look it up. I mean, if you really want to see if someone's a patriot, look it up in the dictionary. I'm not a fucking patriot. I am a citizen of the world. I'm a human being, and everything else is fucking bullshit. Like, and I live in a country that I think is savable. And I think a fucking war is coming. Because, I mean, if you really take a look at what's happening, born-again Christianity and evangelical religion is going out and they're grabbing people by the fucking millions. They're brainwashing fucking babies. They're getting, like, fucking lobbyists. They set up colleges in Washington to influence policy, willfully misdirecting our government the way our fucking government was designed. Like, the first fucking amendment. Like, when they set up a government, they got to set up the first fucking thing, which is probably the most important thing they considered. The first fucking thing. If you had a government and you had everyone together and the first fucking thing you could get everyone to vote on, like the biggest fucking thing, bam, number 1, Bill of Rights. Separation of church and state. What the fuck is this shit? God sent us to war. Well, it's too bad God didn't fucking tell him there was no weapons of mass destruction. That would have fucking helped out a lot. But, so, I mean, the real question is, what now? I mean, does anybody know any really good countries to live in? I don't know. I don't know if I should jump ship or stay and fight it out. When does it get to the point where it's just not worth it anymore? And at which point is it really abandoning all of the people that are there? Because America has money, it's got education, it's got, like, if you're trying to do and get people to think rationally and try and further the human endeavor without it being subverted the way it was in the Middle Ages, the way it's going to probably be in America if people don't fucking fight for it, is like, and you see this coming, what do you do? What do you do? Do you fucking jump ship? Do you say, fuck it, I'm going to a country that's more liberal and watch the whole fucking country sink and all those minds lost? Because in a poor country with no infrastructure, no fucking education, none of the really important things that it takes to get people to let go of that dogma, like to give them the sort of freedom they need to think and have time to really do their research. And I don't know, maybe I'm not giving credit enough to the developing world or the underdeveloped world or whatever the fuck you want to call it. People living in shanty towns, people living in fucking Mumbai and God knows everywhere else, fucking rural America. But I mean, when is enough enough? I mean, there's definitely a lot of shit that's going to have to go down, and there's going to be a lot of fights. There's going to be a lot of legal battles. Roe versus Wade was a step in a good direction, I think. The thing with the Kansas City School Board was an excellent step. And these sort of indications, these legal indications, seem to be that the legislative side of things, as far as I've seen, seem to be more or less on the right track. But fuck me, we're going to war because God told us to go to war? Yeah, tell that to the fucking mothers and fathers. Some of them would probably be like, yay, he's in heaven now. Fucking shit. Anyways, this is gonna run way too fucking long. Yeah, so I just wanted to express some thoughts. I don't know if anybody knows of any good countries to go, any good research I could do. I'd prefer not to switch my not switch my language, but I can pick up languages pretty easily. So England might be. They have good health care, I think. Free health care. I know a friend that got injured over there. Car accident. They fixed him up and let him go. Didn't charge him a fucking cent. And he wasn't even of their country. Like, they just took care of him because he needed to be taken care of. Imagine that. Fucking America needs to take a couple lessons. But, I mean, I don't know. I got some time to think about it. I don't know if anybody has any good thoughts. When is it time to put up the fucking white flag, and when is it time to put up the war colors? I mean, to whip out the face paint and machetes. Because religion fucking has had the world under its thumb for the longest time. I mean, the fucking penises off of beautiful pieces of artwork were cut off in the Vatican because people didn't want to be tempted. Like, history is destroyed. Temples are being fucking demolished. And they have been. The fucking plague was spread. People thought it was God. A good thing God cured polio, right? And I'm very glad God cured polio. God also cured leprosy. Like, I think maybe he cured leprosy once. I think science cured leprosy recently. Oh, no, that was God. That must have been God. Anyways. Oh, fuck, I am fucking irritated about this. I'm probably going to be on more often. Who knows? Peace out. Fuck off.